guys, what's up? It's Bailey and Sarah back at it again for another episode of The Bachelor Recap.
So we missed last week. There was an episode Monday and Wednesday. We did not do the Wednesday one yet.
So here we are.
So we're gonna squeeze that one in.
And we're gonna actually try to make it short this time. Ready?
Yep.
Set.
Go.
So it starts off, Hannah Ann and Peter go on a one-on-one date, and Hannah Ann is like, I've never been in love, but like,
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
And he like just doesn't believe her because she's young.
yeah, she's like 23, so like valid. Same age as Sarah. Like, would you be ready to get married?
Absolutely not. But basically he makes her, finally she starts to cry, and that's when he's like, this is what I wanted to see.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, she's finally cares and like is genuinely upset that I would doubt her, you know?
Yep.
Next thing that happens, they go on this group date. This group date is wild. It's like a telenovela. So essentially they're all acting, and it's like super dramatic stuff. The big part of it is McKenna plays a maid that's always in the background, and she thinks that's symbolic for her relationship with Peter.
This whole episode is just kind of McKenna complaining about how she's not getting any time, but if she wants the time, she could make the time.
The main thing to note is she had packed her bag already before the date, knowing that she was probably gonna wanna get sent home or go home. So that was kind of a big deal to a lot of the girls, because they were like, you were already prepping to go home before the date even started. That's kind of all that happened in the date. He kissed a lot of the girls in front of other people, and it was kind of a little bit awkward, but whatever. We're used to it at this point.
Seemed like the most fun group date so far. So after the telenovela, they have the group date cocktail party. Victoria P pulls him aside and is like, we haven't talked lately and things have been weird since her and Alea,
yeah.
that drama. And she's like, but we have a really strong connection. And then he gets really awkward and is like, ooh, I don't think we do.
So he sends her home.
Yep.
Which honestly I was kind of shocked about, because I thought they were good, but then like he stopped trusting her. So I mean, that was kind of a big thing about it.
Are you like saying that you don't want me to be here?
I don't know if I can, I don't know if I see you as my wife. I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry about that.
She leaves directly from the party. And then this is where Tammy versus McKenna starts.
I don't even really know where it stemmed from. All of a sudden, they just hate each other.
Like, I feel like this one, of all the drama so far, I feel like was definitely brewed up by the producers.
Yeah.
Because it really came out of nowhere. Then another one-on-one with Victoria F, which annoyed a lot of the girls because she already had one.
And some of the girls hadn't even had their first one-on-one, and she was having her second. Peter's reasoning behind it was her last one-on-one date is when she had to dance in front of her ex, Chase Rice, and everyone was freaking out over it. So he wanted her to kind of have like a redemption date where she could not have to worry about anything, and she could just kind of be herself, all this kind of stuff. So they seemed like they had a good time. He gives her the rose.
She's just like covered in red flags, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
For some reason, she's like the one saint of the season.
I think it's because like she keeps doubting it, and it's kind of like the chase for him. Like he wants to be able to chase her, you know, and like be able to kind of have that difficult like way to find her, whereas all the other girls are like all in on him. So
I feel like he just thinks she's really pretty.
yeah.
And you know.
So then we go to the cocktail party, but before the cocktail party, there's a knock on the door, which I've always wondered. I saw this the other day. They were like, how do you knock on the door? Like the producers that knock on the door for the date cards, they're never there when they open the door. Did they like knock on the door and then sprint down the hallway? Anyway, there's a date card comes, and it's for a 2-on-1 date before the cocktail party, which we've never seen before on a Bachelor season. Normally it's like a 2-on-1 date. It's normally like they go and do an activity together, and then they have dinner. So it's essentially like a 1-on-1 date with just 2 people.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is like super extended. But this was kind of weird. It was like before the cocktail party. So they both all got ready, whatever, between Tammy and McKenna. Tammy gets sent home from the 2-on-1. I'm not really sure. Like, I think he just saw things more with McKenna.
Yeah.
However, fast forward to the actual cocktail party, or the actual rose ceremony, he sends McKenna home.
Like, what is the point?
He should have just sent her home when you know what I mean? Like, when the 2-on-1, he should have just been like, okay, I'm done with both of you, you know?
Like, he just gives people hope just to knock them
Yeah,
down.
so weird.
Like, 20 minutes later.
This girl right here is tough and is strong and she is powerful and she's beautiful and she knows what she deserves more than anything.
From this, McKenna goes home, Tammy goes home, and then Sydney, which I was kind of shocked about, but out of everyone left, I was like, okay, I kind of see it. Sydney goes home. Sydney was kind of drama with the other girls, like very catty it seemed like, but he thought she was the best kisser, so.
He smooched her and then she's out.
Yeah, smooched and booched.
That was episode 6.
Yeah. We tried to keep that to as short as possible.
Yeah.
You know.
It wasn't a great episode.
No, wasn't awesome. Okay, so getting to this week's episode,
Crazy.
they go to Lima, Peru. So that's cool.
Did you go to Lima?
I went to Lima. I've been to Lima. So it was cool. I didn't recognize anything that they were showing, but like it was cool.
It starts with a one-on-one with Madison, who, this is her second one-on-one.
Second, yeah, because she had the first one-on-one. And
She met the family.
Yeah.
So they go fishing, which I wouldn't have been a fan of, but they had a lot of fun.
Yeah, they had fun. And I think, like, the big thing to note is Madison was kind of like, I haven't seen you, really hung out with you since the first one-on-one. Mm-hmm. So it's validating to know you want to hang out with me again.
Yeah, and she's just fun.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's, like, the only one that I feel like they're just actually, like, enjoying themselves.
So the date, they're just, like, fishing, whatever. Everything's light and airy. Then they go to dinner, and she ends up, you know, like dinner. They always have the deep talks. DTD, deep talk dinners.
Wow, you're killing it.
Yeah. She kind of opens up to him and is like, I just want to let you know that, like, I'm really religious, and I want to marry someone that is also religious and has good values and kind of follows after my dad. She kept referencing
Little
that
weird thing to throw in.
Yeah, she kept being like, I want to marry someone like my dad. And I'm like I get like qualities within your dad, but like it's like you don't want to marry your dad. But he kind of was like, yeah, like I've gone to church. So it made it sound like he like is not religious, but also like he's willing to be religious for her. She gets the rose.
And he tells her that he's falling in love with her.
Yes.
First girl that he said that to.
Which typically you don't hear from like the bachelor or bachelorette to say it first, or if at all. Because like say Madison gets told like he's falling in love with her and then she goes home and tells the other girls, like that's not going to make them feel really secure in their relationships. But yeah, he says he's falling in love with her and she just is like, that makes me really happy.
That I'm falling in love with you.
I'm so glad you said that. Like, so glad.
They kiss up against a wall.
Yes, yes, they
Which
do.
I saw a tweet that said, like, they kissed against a wall, like, we already know who wins.
Yeah.
Is that, like, a thing in The Bachelor?
They do, yeah, I mean, it's valid. We're getting the rose confirmed that he is going to go to her hometown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big thing is like he's now wanting to meet her family, which is kind of a big deal. Then he goes on a one-on-one with Natasha, and this is Natasha's first one-on-one date of the season. It
just
like
didn't
really,
work out.
it didn't go great. He was treating her more as like a friend.
Yeah.
They went out and walked and explored Lima, which was cool. But he kind of like, you could tell he wasn't feeling it. And then they go to dinner, and he was like, so I'm gonna have to send you home.
That's too bad.
But it was awkward because he like picked up the rose like this and was like, so I'm gonna have to send you home. And I'm like, then why did you pick it up? You should have just like kept it down.
And it was after he like spent the whole dinner asking her like, so where do you see us? How do
Yeah.
you feel about us?
And I'm like, you definitely already knew your answer. You just were trying to prolong it
Yeah,
for
he's
some
being
reason.
a jerk. I officially don't like Peter anymore.
Yeah.
Put that on the record.
I feel like she could be a good contender for either Paradise or even like the next Bachelorette. I think she doesn't have enough like not fandom almost, like she didn't make it far enough.
She's almost like too much of a normal person.
Yeah.
She could do better.
Yeah. Isn't there another one-on-one?
Yeah. It's on the next page.
Oh.
With Kelsey. And they ride their like
yeah.
ATV four-wheelers.
Oh yeah, I was like, I forgot what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and they like sprint up this really steep hill.
And Kelsey's like, oh my God, he really cares about me. Like he's looking back to make sure I'm behind him. And I was like, she is growing on me though. I feel like she's more normal.
Yeah, I was surprised that like she kind of is one of my favorites now. Not like for him, but like just kind of as a person.
I feel like she really grew. Like the Champagne Gate, like we were saying, was kind of like producers just like pegging them against each other. She really did a 360, and like she isn't, or 180, not 360, 180.
360 back to me.
Back to where she started. She just is super emotional and like cries all the time. But you know, like
She seems really loyal though to like Hannah Ann now.
yeah.
They're friends.
Yeah, she seems like just a good person. So back at the dinner date, what they do is she kind of opens up to him and is like, hey, like, you know the situation with my family, but I just want to let you know that if you do come to my hometown, like, my dad will not be there. And he's like, why won't your dad be there? She was like, well, I am in contact with him, but like, my mom doesn't know that I've been in contact with my dad. She hasn't told her mom yet that she's like still has reached out to her dad, because her dad kind of like dropped off the face of the planet for a couple
For like
years.
10 years,
yeah.
I think.
But so he kind of was like, okay, I got it. And then he gives her the rose. So as of right now, he's going to see Madison's family and Kelsey's family. Then we go on the group date. And the group date's odd because it's just 3 people. So it's essentially like small little one-on-one dates with the other 2 girls just like lounging nearby. The producers definitely like were able to kind of target this to make Kelly look crazy, which she did. But
Yeah.
Kelly essentially was like, I'm the most normal, like I have this in the bag, like it's just a matter of who of the other 2 is gonna get sent home. Like I'm the most mature, none of these other girls are ready for marriage. But it's like what she was saying was true, it's just like how she was saying it.
Very cocky.
Cocky as in like, I'm more successful than them, and I'm like, well, you must be. You're like 4 years older than them. Like you've had more time to become successful, you know?
Well, she's only, because it was Hannah Ann and Victoria F were also there. She's only a year older than Victoria F.
Yeah.
Like she acts more mature.
Yeah.
But like realistically, that's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
And she pulled like the awful line of like, look at me.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't he want me? And like, as soon as you say that, like, you're just kind of like,
just
ew.
like, no, canceled. He pulls Hannah Ann over first.
Yeah.
Hannah Ann like reads him like things she like likes about him,
A list of like reasons why she loves him.
which I was like, okay, we're in like 4th grade right now, but like, okay.
She's getting desperate though.
Yeah, she really wants to like prove to him like, hey, I'm better than these other 2 girls, whatever. He eats that stuff up. He's like, yes, I love this. Like, tell me more about how awesome I am.
It's like, these are all so true.
Yeah. So then he pulls Kelly aside. Don't really see their conversation, but like,
She says like, why does a relationship have to be hard for it to be good? I'm not crying like the other girls
Yeah.
all the time, but like, why can't it just be something fun? And then he was like, is that all this is to you, fun? Like, he just reads into things way too much.
after Kelly, he pulls Victoria over, and Victoria like can't even look at him in the eyes.
That's what my mom kept saying that. She was like, you can tell that there's something up because she
She's
never
like
makes
this.
eye
She's
contact
like-
with him.
She's like this, and I'm like, dude, stare at him, like, you know.
Yeah, and she's so moody. Like, she snaps at
Yeah,
him.
and she's like, you're just really annoying. You're in a mood, Peter.
Yeah.
You're in a mood.
And it's really just whenever he kind of wants, he's kind of like, just how are you feeling? Like, what's going
like
on?
asking like more difficult questions than like, oh, did you sleep well?
Yeah, and she
know?
gets so upset, but for some reason he can't get enough of it.
Yeah, she cries and she was like, I'm not sure why I'm like this, but like I like you, whatever. So he like pulls her aside, he walks her to the van, and he like gives her the rose and is like, okay, I'm sending you home now, like, but I'll see you in your hometown. It made it look like he was about to send her home because he walked her to the van and then was
Yeah.
like, here's a rose. So then it's left with just Hannah Ann and Kelly. Kelly's like, well, it's between me and you. He gives Hannah Ann the rose,
Yeah.
which like Kelly was so cocky
Yeah.
and she didn't get a rose. So she just didn't really seem into it. I think like
Yeah.
they had that initial spark the first time they met, and they were basing like the rest of their relationship off of that instead of like they never really evolved past that moment. They were like, it's fate, but then never like worked on it, you know? So the hometowns then are gonna be Madison, Kelsey, Victoria, and Hannah Ann. all the hometowns are crazy because like their families come out and they grill Peter. But it looks like Victoria has a little bit of a meltdown per usual.
They hint that Madison still has a lot she needs to tell him.
Yeah.
Just about what she wants in life and in marriage. So I think it's going to be crazy.
It looks really good. I saw that contestants only spend a total of 72 hours with the bachelor or bachelorette before they get engaged. 72 hours and you're marrying someone. Things move fast here in Bachelor Nation.
We're really getting down to it. Sydney's gone.
Sydney, peace out, homie.
Natasha, Tammy, and McKenna. And Victoria P. Almost forgot.
And Kelly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, so from
Four people.
From this list, I think this is going to be my prediction. I think Victoria F is going home after Hometowns. Kelsey will go home after Fantasy Suites. I don't know who I think he's going to end up with. I think he's going to end up with, I'm going to say Hannah Ann. I think Madison's going to go a little bit crazy.
I'm torn between Hannah Ann and Kelsey. I could see him
with Kelsey?
At least like picking her. I don't know if they'd still be together.
Huh.
So far, he hasn't minded all the craziness.
That's true.
She's the only one that I feel like he's never really doubted.
That's true.
So I'm going to say between these two.
Choose a winner.
I have to choose one?
Yeah.
Kelsey. Well, you liked Kelly last week.
I know, I was really pro Kelly, and here we are. But yeah, so that's about all that happens this week. I mean, catch up next week for hometown dates.
Those ones are going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, we'll see you then.
Bye.